Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatam Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी यत्कीर्तनं यदस्मरणं यदीक्षणं यद्वन्दनं यश्रवणं यदर्हणं लोकस्य सद्यो विदुनोति कल्मषं तस्मै सुभद्रश्रवसे नमो नमः भूतैर्महद्भिर् इमा पुरो विभुर्निर्मायशेते यदमुषपूरुषः भुङ्क्ते गुणान् षोडशात्मका सोऽलङ्कृशिष्ट भगवान् वचांसि मे कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नाम्ने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्राचार्य निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाषाणदेशनाथ जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. Welcome to this Srimad Bhagavatam class. We are reading from Canto 5, chapter 16, a description of Jambudvipa. So, while describing the character of Maharaj Priyavrat and his descendants, Shukdev Goswami also described Meru mountain and the planetary system known as Bhumandala. Bhumandala is like lotus flower, and its seven islands are compared to the whole of the lotus. So the place known as Jambudvip, that is in the middle of the whole. So in Jambudvip there is a mountain known as Sumeru, which is made of solid gold, and the height of this mountain is 84,000 yojanas, of which 16,000 yojanas are below the earth and remaining is above the earth. So its width is estimated to be 32,000 yojanas at its summit and 16,000 yojanas at its foot. That means it is like this. So one yojan is approximately equal to 8 miles. So this king of mountains named Sumeru is the support of the planet Earth. So on the southern side of the land known as, on the southern side of this mountain, the land is there that is known as Ilavrit Varsha. So there are in that there are mountains known as Himvan, Himaketu, Himakuta and Nishad, and on the northern side are the mountains called Nila, Shwet and Sring. So similarly on the eastern and western side there are Malyavan and Gandhamadan, two large mountains. So surrounding Sumeru mountain are four mountains known as Mandar, Meru Mandar, Suparshva and Kumud. Each is 10,000 yojanas long and 10,000 yojanas high. So on these four mountains, there are trees which are like 1100 yojanas high. So these four trees are one is a mango tree, a rose apple tree, a kadamba tree, and a banyan tree. So there are also lakes full of milk, honey, sugarcane juice, and pure water. Four lakes. So these lakes can fulfill all desires. So there are also gardens named Nandan, Chitrath, Vibrajak, and Sarvotbhad, Sarvatobhadra. On the side of Suparsha mountain is a Kadamba tree with streams of honey flowing from its hollows. And on Kumud mountain there is a banyan tree named Shatvalsa from whose roots flow rivers containing milk, yogurt, and many other desirable things. Surrounding Sumeru mountain, like filaments of the whole of a lotus, are 20 mountains ranges such as Kuranga, Kurara, Kusumba, Vaikanka, and Trikut. To the east of Sumeru are the mountains Jathar and Devakut. To the west are Pavan and Priyavrat. Pariyatra. To the south are Kailash and Karavira, and to the north are Trishring and Makar. So these eight mountains are about 18,000 yojanas long and 2,000 yojanas wide and 2,000 yojanas high. So on the summit of Mount Sumeru is Brahmapuri, the residence of Lord Brahma. Each of its four sides is 10,000 yojanas long. Surrounding Brahmapuri are the cities of King Indra and seven other demigods. So these cities are one fourth of the size of Brahmapuri. Okay, text number one. So this was the summary of this chapter. Now let's see text number one. So here most of the things are in the form of like text, not like the poetry, but the text. So text number one. Rajo vacha उक्तस्त्वया भूमण्डल याम विशेषो यावत् आदित्यस्य तपति यत्र चासौ ज्योतिषां गुणैश्चन्द्रमास् वा सह दृश्यते. Raja Uvacha, Maharaj Pariksit said, Uttaha, already been said, Tvaya, by you, Bhumandala of the planetary system known as Bhumandala, Ayam Vishesha, the specific length of the radius, Yavat, as far as Aditya, the sun, Tapati, heats, Yatra, wherever Cha, also Asau, that, Jyotisham of the luminaries, Ganai, with hordes, Chandrama, the moon, Va, either Saha, with Drishyate seen. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. Translation. King Parikshit said to Sukdev Goswami, O Brahmana, you have already informed me that the radius of Bhumandal extends as far as the sun spreads its light and heat, and as far as the moon and all the stars can be seen. So, in this verse, it is stated that the planetary system known as Bhumandal extends to the limits of the sunshine. According to modern science, the sunshine reaches Earth from a distance of 93 million miles. Okay, so if we calculate according to this modern information, this 93 million miles can be considered the radius of Bhumandala. Now, in the Gayatri Mantra, we chant Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. So the word Bhur refers to Bhumandal. In the and the Tat Savitur Varenyam, the sunshine spreads throughout Bhumandal. So therefore the sun is worshipable. The stars which are known as nakshatra are not different suns, as modern astronomers suppose. Okay. Modern people think that the stars are also sun, but it's not like that. The stars which are known as nakshatra, they are not different suns, as because people say they are also sun, different suns. No, they are nakshatras, like the moon. You know. So from Bhagavad Gita 10.21, we can understand that the stars are similar to the moon. Nakshatra aham shashi. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, among all the nakshatras, I am moon. So, like the moon, the stars reflect the sunshine. Apart from our modern distinguished estimations of where the planetary systems are located, we can understand that the sky and its various planets were studied long before Srimad Bhagavatam was compiled. So Shukdev Goswami explained the location of the planets, and this indicates that the information was known long ago before Shukdev Goswami related it to Maharaj Pariksit. So the location of the various planetary systems was not unknown to the sages who flourished in the Vedic age. Okay, so this 16th chapter has got 29 verses. So in first three verses there is inquiry by Pariksit Maharaj. Then Shukdev Goswami answers from 4 to 10 about Jambudvipa and its verses and about the Mount Sumeru. And 11 to 29, the description is about Ilavat Varsha and the Mount Sumeru. Okay. So, in the fifth canto, first chapter, 31 shloka, Maharaj Parikshit heard about the island and oceans created on Bhumandal by the impressions of Privrat Maharaj's chariot wheel. He know. So now he wanted to know. He inquires about their dimensions. So that's how this chapter starts. Okay. So first question is he is talking about Bhumandal's expansions. Now second shloka he will talk about oceans and island. Let's see what is it. तत्रापि प्रियव्रता रथ चरण परिखातै सप्तभी सप्त सिन्धवा उपकल्पता यत एतस्याः सप्तद्वीप विशेष विकल्पस्त्वया भगवान् खलु सूचित एतद् एवाखिलम् अहं मानतो लक्षणतश्च सर्वं विजिज्ञासामि तत्र अपि in that bhumandal word to word meaning Privrat Ratha Charana Parikhatai means by the ditches made by the wheels of the chariot used by Privrat Maharaj while circumambulating Sumeru behind the sun. This we have heard in the previous section that Privrat Maharaj circumambulated the Sumeru mountain. Okay, so Saptabhi by the seven Sindhava oceans Upakalpataha created Yataha because of which Etasya of this Bhumandal, Saptadvipa of the seven islands, Vishesh Vikalpaha, the mode of the construction, Tvaya by you, Bhagavan, O great saint, Khalu, indeed, Suchitaha described, Etad this, Eva certainly, Akhilam, whose subject, Aham I, Manataha from the point of view of measurement, Lakshanataha, and from symptoms, Cha also, Sarvam everything vijigyasa I mean wish to know. So my dear Lord, Parikshit Maharaj asked, my dear Lord, the rolling wheels of Maharaj Privrat's chariot created seven ditches in which the seven oceans came into existence. Because of these seven oceans, Bhumandal is divided into seven islands. You have given a very general description of their measurement, names and characteristics. Now I wish to know of them in detail. So kindly fulfill my desire. भगवतो गुणमये स्थूलरूप आवेशितं मनो हि गुणेऽपि सूक्ष्मतम आत्मज्योतिषि परे ब्रह्मणि भगवति वासुदेवाख्ये क्षममावेशितुं तदुहैतद् गुरोर्हस्यनुवर्णयितुमिति. Bhagavata of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Gunamaya into the external features consisting of the three modes of material nature, Sthula Rupe, the gross form Aveshitam entered Manaha, the mind, he indeed Agune, transcendental api, although Matame, Sukshmatame, Sukshmatame in his smaller form as Paramatma within the heart. Atma Jyotishi, who is full of Brahman effulgence. Pare, the supreme Brahmani, spiritual entity. Bhagavati, the supreme personality of Godhead. Vasudeva, Akhe, known as Bhagavan Vasudeva. Shamam, suitable. Aveshitum, to observe. Tat, that. Uha, indeed, etat this Guru, my dear spiritual master, arhasi anuvarnayatum. Please describe factually ititas. When the mind is fixed upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his external feature made of the material modes of nature, the gross universal form, it is brought to the platform of pure goodness. In that transcendental position, one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva, who in his subtler form is self effulgent and beyond the modes of nature. O my Lord, please describe vividly how that form, which covers the entire universe, is perceived. So Maharaj Pariksit had already been advised by his spiritual master Sukdev Goswami to think of the universal form of the Lord, and therefore, following the advice of his spiritual master, he continuously thought of that form, universal form. So the universal form is certainly material, but because everything is an expansion of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, ultimately nothing is material. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj's mind was saturated with spiritual consciousness. Srila Goswami has stated, प्रापंचिकतया बुद्धया हरिसंबंधी वस्तुना मुमुक्षुभि परित्यागो वैराग्यम फल्गु कथ्यते. Everything, even that which is material, is connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, everything should be engaged in the service of the Lord. Srila Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur translates this verse as follows: Hari Sevaya हरि सेवा यह हय अनुकूल विषय बोलिया तहारा त्यागे हय भूल. One should not give up anything connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thinking it material or enjoyable for the material senses. Even the senses, when purified, are spiritual. When Parikshit Maharaj was thinking of the universal form of the Lord, his mind was certainly situated on the transcendental platform. Therefore, although he might not have had any reason to be concerned with detailed information of the universe, he was thinking of it in relationship with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, such geographical knowledge was not material but transcendental. Elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.20, Narad Muni has said, Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan Ivetaraha. The entire universe is also the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, although it appears different from him, therefore, although Parikshit Maharaj had no need for geographical knowledge of this universe, that knowledge was also spiritual and transcendental because he was thinking of the entire universe as an expansion of the energy of the Lord. So, in our preaching work, also, we deal with so much property and money and so many books bought and sold. But because these dealings all pertain to the Krishna consciousness movement, they should never be considered material. That one is observed in thoughts of such management does not mean that he is outside of Krishna consciousness. If one rigidly observes the regulative principle of chanting 16 rounds of the Mahamantra every day, his dealings with the material world for the sake of spreading the Krishna consciousness movement are not different from the spiritual cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Very nice point. So, in this way, here three shlokas are done. Tomorrow we will do the fourth shloka onwards. Okay, thank you so much. Tomorrow, because here one section is over, question part is over now. Answer part will be spoken from text number 4 onwards. So we will start that tomorrow. Okay, so thank you so much. Hare Krishna. शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। हरे कृष्णा।